Hey guys, Brian delivers you the goods here. I'm returning to you this late morning, going into afternoon time very soon, for a movie review. I got a chance to check this movie out myself to see what I was going to think of it for the Peter Pan and Wendy movie that's on Disney Plus. So I'm going to discuss what I watched for this new 2023 movie, Peter Pan and Wendy, and let you know my thoughts on it overall. So let's dive into this movie review. Now, basically, the premise is about the Neverland thing. If you've seen the original Peter Pan, it's kind of based on that, but then they have some twists as the movie goes on. I mean, there's some aspects I like about this movie, but the overall performance of the movie kind of felt a little boring and just uninteresting of a movie. I was a little disappointed with this movie. I was hoping for something good, and I just, like, after finishing it, I was like, I'm probably not going to be coming back to this movie. So it's going to be one of my worst movies. It's just disappointing because of how the overall turnout for the movie turned out to be, the final product was. But basically, Wendy goes to Neverland with her brothers, John and Michael, and after that, like, this is what I don't like about these Peter Pan kind of stories. Sometimes they change it. I mean, at least they stick to the original characters with some of it, but honestly, the overall execution just kind of felt flat and boring. And, like I said, very uninteresting. I mean, the story had something going for it, but it just, how it turned out, it just didn't interest me. So, I mean, kids may like this movie, and that's fine. I mean, the story is pretty impactful about how Captain Hook came to be who he is today, which his name is James, and he turned out to be Captain Hook later on because Peter Pan banished him from Neverland just because he wanted to, well, he missed his mother and wanted to go back home. And he tried doing that, and then things happened. And other things, and Peter Pan turned out to be a rotten friend. So there are different things about this movie characteristics with the characters as personalities in the movie, just their characters, that kind of had a little twist to it that just didn't fully execute in the best way possible. I mean, it made me feel for Captain Hook in this movie, but at the end of the day, I just think the overall performance of the movie was a little uninteresting and boring. And for an hour and 43 minutes of a movie, it's not really worth watching. So, I mean, there are some things I like about it, like the Tiger Lily thing. That was interesting, but I wouldn't say she was my favorite character of all. But Wendy and Peter Pan were pretty solid characters. But if I were to give this movie an overall score, I just think the turnout with how the characters turned out to be when you watch the movie, it kind of makes you question if this movie is really worth watching for the hour and 43 minutes. So I'm going to give Peter Pan and Wendy a 5.5 out of 10. It was sadly disappointing. I was hoping for something good with this one, and I just felt uninterested in the story. It's the same predictable stuff, and they always like to try to remake stuff. Disney does, and other things like that, and other Hollywood businesses and all that. Like, can't think of other one like Lionsgate and all that shit. Lionsgate's mostly horror stuff, but can't think of the one I'm trying to think of. But there's some interesting movies that do execute well, but this one had just a lazy script and just this imagery. It didn't like change certain scenes. It stayed in the same area, in the same place, and just didn't feel that adventurous to me of a Peter Pan and Wendy story. So 5.5 out of 10 for Peter Pan and Wendy. I was really disappointed with the outcome of this movie at the end of the day. But with that being said, that's just my overall opinion. If you liked it, more power to you. If you didn't, just let me know what you thought of it in the comment section below. So with that being said, thanks for watching.